What's up, YouTube? So today I'm going to show you guys how I meal prep. It's kind of rare that I have to prep multiple things on one day. I never really do like a Sunday meal prep because I kind of just make it as I run out of it. So if I run out of chicken, the next day I'm gonna make more chicken. Just kind of like I make it as I need it type of thing. But today I have chicken, beef, and green beans to make, so I thought I'd show you and answer some of your fitness questions. The other day, I posted like a question on my Instagram story. Personal questions and fitness questions. I already did the personal one, so hopefully that's up. I don't know. So I'm gonna answer some questions too. But yeah, let's get into it.
Think that I'm running in place. Y'all really testing my patience. Right before I blow up the spot, I had to get back to the basics. What if my talent is wasted? It's sick, but I'm lacking the placement.
So these are the chicken breasts that I use. I get them from Costco. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying I use them because this is the first time I've ever used them. But it's a bunch of them on sale. Well, on sale because Costco is always on fucking sale. But yeah, so I'm gonna do that. And then this is just some ground beef. Oh shit, I'm zooming. Sorry, I just got this new camera. I don't know what to do. It is 93.7. So a lot of people, when they get ground beef, what they'll do is they'll just get the regular one that they've always gotten. That's an 80-20 blend. So it's 20% fat. Some of those are gonna be upwards of like 20 grams of fat, which your girl cannot do. So I always get either 93.7 or if they have a 96.4, that's what I get. Okay, so I'm gonna make the chicken first just because that is gonna take longer. So I'm gonna preheat my oven. There's like 1, 2, 3, I guess there's 6 of them, but they're really big. I've been into baking my chicken lately. I used to, I do it sometimes. I can also put it in the crock pot. So sometimes I'll just like put the chicken in the crock pot with a jar of salsa, put it on low for low for 6 hours or high for 4 hours. But I don't know why. Today I'm just vibing with making it in my oven. I've been doing that recently. I don't know, it's kind of fun. So normally what I'll do is I'll sear it in my pan first and then I'll put it in there, but I'm gonna show you guys how I marinate it. Okay, so I'm actually only gonna make half of that package, but literally all I do is I don't rinse it, but I just, since there's a lot of juice in that chicken shit, I cut it open, put it in this strainer. Then to marinate my shit or season my shit, I just put it in this big Tupperware. I'll throw all the chickens in there, just like that. And then when it comes to how I season my shit, it really, really depends. Like it's never the same thing every time. It's always like, my main staples are gonna be salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and then whatever kind of sauce I wanna put on it, and then whatever other seasonings I'm feeling. So you guys, you'll see what I do. I'm gonna show you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna be down here because that's the only way that you guys can see the chicken. I'm gonna figure out this camera shit at some point, I promise. Basically I just put it in here, and then I put salt on it first. I'm literally like getting like a quad pump as I'm like, boom. Don't be afraid to salt your shit. I salt this, and then when I put this in my meals, I salt every single meal I have. Like, everything I do, I salt that shit. If you're eating mostly whole foods and everything you eat isn't fucking processed and packaged, even though everything's processed. But you get the point. Like, your body, if you're drinking enough water, you're training, you need the fucking electrolyte. So fucking salt your shit. And then some pepper. Okay, honestly, this angle is not serving for me. Some pepper. Okay, let me fix this. Whatever, I try to figure out this angle shit, it's not working. Okay, so I do that, and then onion powder is always, God fuck, okay. Onion powder is also always a staple for Miss Kenzie. And then I get this from Costco too, this giant ass thing of garlic. Boom, just throw that in that bitch. And then I also gonna do some Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. Just throw that bitch on there. And then you gotta do a little saucy sauce. So I know some of you guys are like, you gotta do each individual one. No, it's gonna look like this. This is what your chicken's gonna look like, okay? Oh shit, okay, that just went in the sky, it's fine. And then I'm gonna take, so any kind of sauce, when I'm really like in a prep, like in a cut, I'll just do hot sauce because that shit's 0 calories, but when I'm like reversing, I can have a little bit more fun. I don't track this, okay? It's not gonna happen. This is just some soy sauce. I know you guys are like, crazy bitch, it gets crazier. Oh, not honey mustard, bitch, 1 second. I need some Dijon mustard. And then some Dijon okay, that was kind of gross, it's fine. And then some Dijon, okay, I'll just throw that bitch in there. And then you'll take the top to this shit. Okay, I'm really not good at the whole content creator bullshit. Okay, make sure it's very much closed because you're gonna tell she's nice and mixy mixed. Now, okay, I need to like move this so that, okay, maybe I step back. Okay. Okay, now what you're gonna do, earlier, you know how I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna sear it and then put it in the oven? Yeah, that's sounding like a lot of work for me right now. So, I do just kind of like to do a nice little, with my tongs, just do a little extra mixing. Make sure everything is evenly coated with our things. Boom. Now, I take this pan. Is it old? Yes. Is it gross? Also yes. You could put tinfoil down. I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna take some spray oil and spray that bitch down. And then, wait, let me do a better angle maybe. Lighting over here is trash. Okay, shit. And then I know this may be shocking you. Then you literally just put the chickens on your pan, like so. Boom. Last chicken, like that. Now they're on the pan. Now, once my thing is reheated, then we're just gonna put it on there. Next, I'm gonna make my ground beef. All I do with this bitch, this is really not hard. Like, people ask me, like, what's your ground beef recipe? Number one, it's not a recipe. If you're new here, no recipes, just vibes. I really just throw any random seasoning in and brown it. So I just throw that in the pan like that. Get a spatula. If you don't have a non-stick pan like this one, I would like put some spray oil. If you don't already know this, like if you're dieting, counting macros, whatever, don't use like olive oil unless you want to track it towards your fats. Just use spray oil. Yes, are there a little bit of calories in spray oil? Yes, like it says, like the reality is for one serving, it's 0 calories for a third of a second spray. Obviously no one does that, but you don't need to fucking track it. Like it's really not that deep. Especially if you're just living your goddamn life. I'm gonna cook a little bit and then we're just gonna add some random ass seasonings on it. Okay, so once she's had a chance to like cook a little bit, I'm gonna throw some garlic powder on there. Same, your core seasonings. Garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. It's really whatever the hell you wanna do. There's no fancy way to doing this shit. What you really need to get down is just constantly having your shit prepared. I don't care how it's prepared. Just do it. The hardest part about bodybuilding, and when I say bodybuilding, I'm not just referring to like what I'm doing, like competing. Like if you have any aesthetic goals that have to do with building your body, that's what I'm talking about. The hardest part about this shit, it's not the cardio, it's not the training, it's not the eating. Everybody thinks it's the eating. The hardest part is constantly being prepared. Always having meals on you, always having food ready so that you're on your shit. That's the hardest part about this shit. Okay, we're just gonna pretend that little part didn't fall out, throw that back in. The main part of this, that if you cook red meat at all, this is the shit you need. It's Kinder's Buttery Burger Blend. They also have Buttery Steakhouse, which I'm convinced is literally the same thing, just in different packaging. This shit, bruh. It tastes like butter, I'm telling you. I like douse this shit in it, it's so fire. If you like aren't really that into butter, I don't know if you're gonna like it, but it just makes your meat taste so fucking fire. Okay, so now I just let that shit brown. My red meat, I undercook a tad, just because you're gonna be reheating your shit and you don't want it to be insanely dry. Alright, and while we're waiting for that shit to preheat, I guess I could maybe answer some questions. What do judges look for in the wellness division? So in the wellness division, they look for a bigger lower body. The wellness division is the only division where it's not balanced from head to toe. So like in bikini, they want that X frame. They want the cap shoulders, small waist, big glutes. In wellness, it's a different ball game. The legs, it's like you need big hamstrings, you need big glutes, you need big quads. You also need to have some calves on you. It's kind of like a bikini upper body with like just a massive lower body. So that's why when you see me training legs 3 days a week, it's because I need my legs to grow like nobody's business. If you look at a bikini competitor and a wellness competitor, a lot of people think that they're wellness when really it's like they just hold more fat in their legs. When you look at a true wellness competitor and a true bikini competitor, you can see the difference just in like the overall size of the lower body. Someone asked, are you planning to be on getting my like CPT? I already have that. I got it through ISSA last year. A lot of questions about knee sleeves. When did you start? Why do you recommend, when do you recommend a belt or knee sleeves? So knee sleeves, I never fucking use it. On every single squatting video I post, everybody's like, get knee sleeves, it'll be so much better, whatever. I started working with Gym Reapers, they sent me knee sleeves, and y'all were right. Literally everything I did just felt like fucking butter. It was fantastic. So honestly, like if you're squatting and you feel like you would benefit from them, like, it's just like it helps keep your knees warm so that you're a mobile ass bitch, right? When it comes to a lifting belt, a lot of people abuse their lifting belts. If you still have yet to squat over like 165, I would work on your core, like work on engaging your core and work on your form, because a lot of people get a belt too soon and then they kind of use it as a band-aid rather than like fixing the real problem. Belts are there to help you brace during your lifts, but if you're not lifting like decently heavy yet, I would work on your form and really work on bracing first. So I'm actually gonna answer more questions over here while I cook this. What do you think about cheat meals? I don't like to call things cheat meals because I feel like it puts you in the mindset of like I'm doing something bad, and I don't like people to think like bad good foods. I like people to think like these are more nutritious foods that I eat most of the time, but I can still have fun foods in my diet type of thing. And the cheat meal makes you think that you're doing bad, often comes with a bunch of guilt. And then I'm more of a fan of calling it a free meal or an untracked meal, and I do that with a lot of my clients. A lot of people when they first start, they do a cheat day like every Saturday, and that's where a lot of people fuck up. It's because when you do a cheat day every Saturday, all week you're perfect, and then you're like, bam, it's a full day binge. And then you feel like shit Sunday, and then Monday you're like, okay, I'm gonna get back to it. Same thing happens the next Saturday. I don't like a full day of cheating, I like a single untracked meal. Just kind of for like the mental clarity almost, because you're not tracking it, just you feel more, that's why I call it a free meal. It's a free meal, right? But I don't schedule them every week or even close for most of my clients, because a lot of people, a free meal is going to put them over the edge when they first start. Like as a client, you kind of have to show me like a couple months of like I can do this before I'm like, okay, let's start incorporating more cheat meals. And a lot of people, when they do like a full Saturday cheat day, you have to look at your calories in the course of a week. So, like, let's say you have a 500 calorie deficit each day. If you're eating 6,000 calories on Saturday, that might bring you up to your maintenance calories for the total week. So it's not that you're not making progress, you're just maintaining. You just brought yourself back to your maintenance calories, and you wouldn't be in a deficit anymore. So yeah, those are my thoughts on cheat days. There's a lot that goes into it, but do I think that when you first start you should have a weekly cheat? I don't think so. I think my coach's husband, one time I heard him say, he was like, your whole life has been a cheat meal. You can fucking stick to a diet for a couple months. And that's kind of how I see it. Because when I first started my fitness journey, a weekly cheat meal would send me over the fucking edge. And it wouldn't be just a cheat meal. It would be a whole day of binging. How do you hit your protein every day without eating protein bars, cookies, etc.? I use 1 scoop of whey protein. Well, okay, let's start here. I eat 160 grams of protein a day, and only 30 grams of that comes from whey. I don't really eat protein bars. You just have to up your meat. Like, so I have protein oatmeal in the morning, that's where my whey comes from. And then I have whole eggs a lot of the time. Instead of doing 3-4 ounces of chicken, do 6 ounces. Like, you just have to up your portion sizes. And then, like, I like using Greek yogurt a lot of the time too. And a lot of like your fat sources are gonna have more protein in them. This girl goes, are all of your leg days as heavy as you can go, or do you have a light leg day too? No. My training is very low volume, meaning you're never gonna see me doing 6 sets of 30. That's not gonna happen. Everything I do, I bring my last set or my heaviest set, I bring that shit to absolute failure, no matter what it is. I aim each session, I'm either getting better than the week before in more reps, more weight, or my form is better, I'm doing more time under tension, stuff like that. But I don't have like a light, I don't have a light day. I wish I did. Okay, going with that, what goes through your mind to push yourself to failure? To me, not failing is failing. And every time I'm in the gym, if I don't want to do something, my mind goes to somebody that you're going to step next to on stage, they did the set full out. That's every Wednesday when I have to do my fucking hip thrusts, that's what I think. There's somebody else in the gym somewhere else in Chicago where somebody's giving their all into that set. And the last thing I want to do, like even in like this whole past like 8-9 months of like my off season, like every cardio session, it's like, do you want to look back at the end of your prep and think, I could have done more? Like to me, I don't want that. So I'm gonna do anything in my power not to have that feeling. Okay, this one's funny. What exercises are you excited to see on your plan? Which ones are you like, fuck? The ones I'm like, fuck front squats. Fuck a front squat. I love hack squats. Like my Saturday leg day where I do hack squats is by far my hardest leg day of the week. But I love it because it's like, I love the pain of failing, if that makes sense. Like I love this shit. When I think fuck, I think front squats. Hip thrusts. Even though I know I need to do hip thrusts, I do them anyways. I don't like hip thrusts. Like I don't enjoy it. It's not an enjoyable experience for me. I love a back squat. I love an RDL. I love like a pit shark, like sumo squat. Okay, this girl goes, gagging on eggs and oats. What's an alternative? Eat foods you like. Stop eating foods you don't like. If you don't like vegetables, that's a different story and you need to like grow up and figure out how to season your shit, which I'll show you how to season your shit. Maybe I should do that right now. But don't, like, if you don't like egg whites, don't eat egg whites. Find something that fits your macro goals that you enjoy. Like, you should not be hating yourself every day because you hate the foods you eat. It's veggie time now. Take this bowl. These are frozen green beans from Costco. I like to microwave and steam them first before I roast them. I throw like that much in there. I don't like to make a ton of vegetables at once because it's easy for me to make them again. But I'm just gonna throw this little stem. I'm just gonna put some water in here and then throw it in my microwave for like 2-3 minutes. So then the extra water like gets out of it, I can strain it and then I'll season it. So, all right, and while, oh shit, okay. And while that's in the microwave, I'm gonna just put my ground beef in this shit. So I just put it in my little Tupperware. Actually, I'm gonna do this. Makes my life a hell of a lot easier. Skirt. And then I'll just, I just put this in Tupperware, then I put it in my fridge, and then just eat it like I do. I weigh all of my food cooked. So many people come at me all the time for that because it's not 100% accurate. Do the same shit all the time and you'll be fine. Okay, I've been doing this for years. I've cut, I've maintained, I've reversed, I've done it all like this. The only, where people run into problems is, oh, one day I'm gonna weigh it raw, the next I'm gonna weigh it cooked. You do it that way. Also on MyFitnessPal, I would just search, what is this, 96.4 ground beef cooked or USDA chicken breast cooked. Like, you just always wanna make sure it's the cooked option, but yeah, just put this in here and then this will go in my fridge. And I get most of my like meal prep containers like this from like Home Goods or TJ Maxx. Oh, more questions. So I get a lot of questions about like how to lose weight or how to reach your goals without tracking. And like you can. The question is it optimal? Because you're really just playing the guessing game. My coach said to me once, like, why, she put on, not to me, but she said on her Instagram story, like, yes, like you can lose weight without a meal plan and without tracking macros, but it's kind of like walking into a pitch dark room hoping that you're not going to hit anything. Like, can it be done? Yes, but the reality is like a lot of people who want to intuitively eat don't know how to intuitively eat. Tracking helps you learn portion sizes so that you eventually can intuitively eat. Tracking isn't so that you track forever. It's so that you can learn. Because a lot of people do not know how, like, intuitively eating is just eating whatever the hell they want. So you can define your true maintenance. You really just have to like weigh yourself every day and like see, like look at what you're eating, see is the scale going up, is it going down, is it staying the same? If it's staying the same, you're maintaining. That's really the only way you're gonna know how to do it. I'm not the person to ask about how to not track and lose weight. There are a bunch of other creators that do intuitive eating like content. I'm not your girl. Okay, so now the green beans are done. I'm just gonna take this plate and like drain out the water because I just used my strainer like that. And then I'll just season them in here. So same thing for the green beans so that the seasoning sticks on them. I'm just gonna put some spray oil in here. Just a little quick squirty squirt. And then you guys know the motherfucking drill. We're gonna put salt on there, a little bit of pepper. I do have like some fun seasonings that I put on this though. One thing about me is if there's a new seasoning, I see a new seasoning, I'm fucking getting it. Like, it's just, I'm a seasoning bitch, what can I say? I don't know what I want to put on it. I have so many seasonings. That sounds good. Ooh, this. This is the Trader Joe's 21 seasoning salute, but it's like, I like re-jarred it. But I haven't used it in a minute, so it kind of clumped up. But this shit is fucking fire. What's also really good, bruh, the fucking move. If you don't like how your veggies taste, you know those like the ranch dip like packet seasonings, they come in packets? Use that as a seasoning. That shit is fucking fire. And then you just kind of, you know, do a little of this. This I would either put in my oven or in the air fryer. But to be honest, since I'm using my oven, I'm probably just gonna pop that shit in the air fryer. And speaking of, my... Oh, shit. Shit, bitch. Okay, let me move you guys. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, okay, just kidding. That didn't really work as planned. Okay, so... Oh, shit. Okay, you see... Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, fixed. Okay, so this is my oven. Meet my oven. We're gonna take the chicken... and we're just gonna put it in there. And then we're gonna close the oven. Do I know how long this takes? Don't ask me how many minutes. 30-ish maybe? We'll check on it, okay? We're just gonna make sure it doesn't burn. We'll check on it and see if it's cooked, and if it's not, we just put it back in there. All right, now for the air fryer stitch. I got my air fryer from Home Goods, as per usual. All I'm gonna do is take some aluminum foil, just because I don't like to clean this shit that often. It's just not... If you want to come at me for using aluminum foil, get out of here! And then you just throw the green beans in. And then, how hot, how long, we don't know. I usually keep this shit at like 365, I don't know, maybe, and then I just turn it. And then I'll check on it when it's done. If they're a little burnt, I honestly like my vegetables a little crispy, so that's what that is. Should I answer one more question? More questions while these things are cooking. I know you shouldn't rely on motivation, but what are your tips for staying disciplined? When you're motivated, that's when you're gonna get those disciplined habits. Make yourself a schedule every day. You need to make non-negotiables. When I say check off your boxes, I mean those are your non-negotiables for the day. For me, it's cardio, it's training, it's hitting my macros and not going above my macros. It's getting my water in, it's taking my vitamins. Those are happening whether I fucking like it or not. You need to stop giving yourself the option, and you need to stop like giving up on yourself. Like, somebody the other day asked me, like, oh, my gym's packed at night and I work at 9. Like, what do I do? I'm like, you go in the morning. Like, if you don't want to go, you just have to figure it out. Like, there's no magic answer for me to give you how you're going to be motivated and how you're going to be disciplined. Like, you just have to get your shit done. What I like to do is in my, like, Google Calendar, I write down what I'm eating. I write down when I'm doing cardio. Like, I make myself a strict schedule day to day. Because if you just, like, sit around and you're like, oh, I'll go to the gym later, and then later comes you don't want to go, like, you just have to make it, it's happening or not. Like, it's a non-negotiable in your life. Do you ever deal with lower back pain after lifting? So 2 things. Lower back pain isn't always bad. Sometimes, like, when you're doing the movement, you're working the muscle. But if you're, like, after legs, if your lower back hurts, I would really assess your form. A lot of people have lower back pain because naturally we kind of do this. Like, we all kind of stand with a little bit of an arch. You need to tuck your hips underneath you. Your ass should not look good when you're training. Like, if you are like, oh, like when I'm squatting if you're like, and when you do that, like, you should have like a little bit of a grandma butt. Like, if your butt looks good during training, you're doing something wrong. How to find a coach / start competing. So I'm going to do a video on like my whole fitness journey and how I got into competing and all that shit. But if it comes to coaches, start following bodybuilders. Stop following fitspo people. Find people that actually compete, because then you'll be immersed in that world. A lot of bodybuilders are coaches. We'll talk about coaches. Like, if you're in the bodybuilding world, you'll understand when it's like, it's not hard to find a coach because they're fucking everywhere. A lot of people feel like you need a coach that lives by you. I live in Chicago, my coach lives in Houston. If you need somebody to live by you, you need a personal trainer. Like, my coach doesn't like teach me how to work out. Like, I know how to work out. She just gives me the plan. I send her videos of like my heaviest sets, like my squats and shit. So I'll send her videos of that. But I've been following her for years, and then when the time came that I wanted to compete, I just applied, and here we are. And while we're at it, I'm just gonna show you guys how I make my rice. So this is my rice cooker. I literally just got it off of Amazon. It was like 35, 40 bucks maybe. And then I just use jasmine rice. This is a weird kind. I never get this. And then, no, I don't rinse my rice. You guys can all come at me. I don't give no fucks, okay? This is what I do. This is how I've been doing it. And I just throw that in there. Then what I'm gonna do, now I just take this and then fill it up with water. So it like covers it, like, I don't know. Just put water in there, and then I throw it in there. And then I just close the top, turn it on, and push white rice, and then when it's done and it's ready and it's amazing. If you don't have a rice cooker, I highly recommend getting one. All right, well, I'm making my second meal here right now. Had some iced coffee. This is the green beans. I used like a decent amount of them, but yep, that's the green bean situation. My chicken is still cooking, and so is my rice. A bitch is back. I was just watching Bodybuilding and Bollocks, Food Out Beyond channel. I told you in the last video I stay watching that, but my chicken's done, so I'm gonna show you. Out of the oven. Ooh, she's a little crispy today. I may have overcooked her a bit, but it's fine. People always ask me how I eat reheated chicken. I'm gross. I just do what I have to do. But this is what my chicken looks like. Oh, you're supposed to let your chicken rest for a minute, so I'm gonna let this rest for a couple minutes, maybe. This is honestly not what... Who am I acting like I do this? That's not what we do around here. Okay, we're gonna get this, and a fork. Alright, so now what you're gonna do is you take your chickens, bring your chickens over here, set that aside. And then you're just gonna cut your chickens in whatever which way you want. Ooh! Honestly, I went hard on this chicken. I left it in a little longer than I normally do, but I think it's not overcooked, and I really thought it was gonna be. This bitch be crispy. And then I just, okay, that's gonna go there. And then, this is my Tupperware, I just throw her in there. And then I do that with all of the chickens. Every chicken, I do that. And yeah, I'll probably just, like, honestly, this is fire. Honestly, this is like one of my top 10 chickens in a minute, if I'm gonna be honest. And then there's really no rhyme or reason, I just cut that shit like that. But yeah, and then I put it in my little Tupperware, and then, boom, and I do that with the whole shit. Alright, so I'm gonna do that, put it in my Tupperware, put it in my fridge, and then I'm just ready, but the rice is ready. Alright, so the rice, we just open it like that. And look, I have rice ready. And then I just put that in some Tupperware too. But actually today, what I like about this is you can keep it on warm. So you just have like, especially if you're bulking, this is lit. Because you can just make rice at the beginning of the day and just fucking eat it throughout the day.